Joining me now for reaction is Mike Pompeo, former Secretary of State and Fox News contributor. So why does the left act as if, like, conservatives are a bigger threat to America than the CCP?
Because, in fact, we often are. It has been conservatives that understand the risks from communism and what it means to us here in the United States. The American left has apologized. They think America is in decline. They think that she and our nation are the same. They don't see the difference. They are moral relativists. And then you talked about this a bit ago. It's about money. The left has got deep ties into the Chinese Communist Party and their businesses. America's biggest financial institutions have deep ties into China, and they don't want to walk away from that. And so they'll punish Americans, but they're not going to do a darn thing when China behaves in ways that are deeply inconsistent with America's best interests.
So money and power, we established that. Now let's talk about the military superiority issue, which is raised in this new security pact with the Solomon Islands. I bet most people, they kind of know where the Solomon Islands are, but for most folks, it doesn't really, cut through the conversation. Why is this so important, this particular issue of this deal they signed this week, Mr. Secretary?
Well, Laura, the Chinese have been trying to expand their footprint in the Pacific, in particular in the South Pacific, for an awfully long time. They began by building out a set of islands called the Spratlys. They put military bases on there. After they promised President Obama they wouldn't, and when they did, he did literally nothing. The Solomon Islands and other islands in the Pacific are places where they can park missile systems, naval bases, other naval capabilities that they can use to foreclose trade, all of the important trade that moves through all of the South Pacific into the Eastern Pacific, into places that matter an awful lot to the United States of America. It's why China is so focused on it. It's why in the Trump administration we work so diligently to try and build out alliances with those countries. The Biden administration has allowed China to walk all over them throughout the entire Pacific.
And Lloyd Austin had this much-awaited phone call this week with some Chinese defense officials. From the readout, it doesn't look like we got anything out of this call. I mean, you have to read between the lines, but it seems like all we do is get hectored by China, and they're just moving apace on everything they want to do, and they don't really care what we say.
Well, I don't think they respect or fear the United States under the leadership of President Biden and the team. The call reminded me of the first meeting between Jake Sullivan and Secretary Blinken and the Chinese that happened in Anchorage, where they talked about BLM and how we terrorize black people here in the States, and the American response was to kind of nod our heads and say, well, we're not really that bad. It's hard to imagine why this was the first call between the Chinese and the Secretary of Defense after, almost 16 months. And it doesn't look like we actually defended the things that matter most to the United States of America. Our Secretary of Defense should have done that. I hope that he did. I hope the readout was incomplete and he was actually strong and demonstrated American resolve. But as we've seen in Ukraine, as we've seen with Chairman Kim now firing missiles out of North Korea at a rapid pace over longer distances, this administration hasn't shown the same resolve and the same capacity to deter aggression that we did for 4 years.
No. You're very diplomatic. They don't fear them. They're walking all over them. They didn't even return Austin's call for, I think, almost a year. I mean, what is that all about? That tells you everything you need to know. And by the way, we're looking for any kind of consistent, China policy from the administration, but they have no consistent policy whatsoever. And it looks like, from what Blinken said last year to what John Kirby is saying this year, the spokesman over there at the Pentagon, it's not getting any clearer. Watch this.
I want to be very clear about something, and this is important. Our purpose is not to contain China, to hold it back, to keep it down.
I think we've long been concerned about China's growing influence around the world. The Chinese continue to try to bully and intimidate their way into pursuing their own selfish national security interests at the expense of populations all around the world.
Mr. Secretary, which is it? We're not trying to contain China, but we're very worried about China's expansion. But I mean, it's just like the shrug your shoulders foreign policy. I don't know.
No, Laura, the Chinese Communist Party presents the single greatest external risk to the United States of America from any place in the world. We called it what exactly it was. It was an adversary of the United States of America. This administration kind of walked that back and said, well, we kind of compete with them. No, we compete with Norway. We compete with Sweden. The Chinese Communist Party is trying to take down Western democracy here at home, and they're making a lot of progress. We need real resolve, real clarity, a strong posture, and build out friends, the Indians, the South Koreans, the Japanese, the Australians. These are all people that are threatened by the Chinese Communist Party as well, and we need to lead the effort to make sure that the Chinese Communist Party doesn't dominate global trade and dominate the global economy in the years and decades ahead. We can do it, but it takes American leadership, Laura.
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand watching this very closely in the Solomon Islands. Mr. Secretary, thank you.